Hello, and welcome to the inaugural event of Westchester Community College's 75th anniversary celebration. As a school that was founded in 1946 out of the sheer need for scientific and technological training, it shouldn't be a surprise to anybody that we were able to quickly transition most classes to a remote teaching and learning environment in 2020 when a pandemic swept over the globe. As co-chair of the 75th Anniversary Planning Committee, I'm pleased that so many of you could join us today virtually for this monumental occasion. Our committee has planned dozens of events on and off campus to commemorate and raise awareness of our beloved institution, and we look forward to celebrating with you.
As we celebrate the birthday of Westchester Community College, we recommit ourselves to the mission that began 75 years ago. We celebrate the past accomplishments of administrators, faculty, staff, and students. The college has enjoyed tremendous community support. I want to single out the Westchester Community College Foundation. They have provided so much needed financial assistance to the college and to its students. We celebrate the past, but we live in the present and must address current needs. The COVID pandemic presents a current crisis that the college is successfully navigating. We must also plan for the future. No institution can rest on its laurels, because it will always face new challenges. The college's master plan seeks to anticipate those challenges. We must keep our eyes on the ultimate mission, providing the opportunity for our students to develop their talents and achieve their ambitions. Education enables society to achieve social and economic justice for its people.
Hello, I'm Larner, and I bring you greetings on behalf of the Westchester Community College Foundation as WCC launches its 75th anniversary celebration. The WCC Foundation has a long history of working hand in hand with the college to support student and college needs not covered by public funds. At 52 years old, we are one of the country's oldest community college foundations, and over the decades, the foundation has progressively raised more and more funds to support student scholarships, new building projects, many programs, and faculty development. We are proud of our record of achievement, especially as we bring to a close, in this anniversary year, the Pathways Campaign for Student Success, which has raised $50 million to support student enrollment, retention, and completion initiatives. Part of this success is the Foundation's ability to now provide $2 million in scholarships to students each year, supplying critical support to those in need of financial resources to meet their educational goals. So I am pleased to share that in honor of the college's 75th anniversary, the WCC Foundation has created a number of ways you can celebrate the past, honor the present, and envision the future with us. Commemorative 75th anniversary merchandise will be available through the college's bookstore, and a portion of each sale will benefit the Pathways Scholarship Fund. Or you can donate to this fund directly by visiting our website, and gifts will be pooled to support students now and into the future. As always, the college and the WCC Foundation would not be where they are today without the extraordinary support of our community of donors, board members, colleagues, and volunteers. Thank you for all that you do, and here's to the next 75 years of success for Westchester Community College.
First, let's look at the origins of the college. In order to provide educational opportunities for the returning veterans after World War II who were using the GI Bill, New York State created 5 institutes of applied arts and sciences in 1946. one of which was in White Plains. And so the college was born. It was designed to provide education close to home for entry-level jobs in the technologies, something World War II made us realize we needed as a nation. When the college opened its doors in the former Battle Hill School in White Plains on the 29th of September 1947, it had just over 220 students in 4 areas: building construction technology, electrical technology, mechanical technology, and food service administration. It was coeducational from the very start, but most of the students were male. In October 1948, both industrial chemical technology and medical and dental office assistant were added. Then in 1951, a 7th curriculum, executive assistant technology, was introduced. All the curricula were designed to develop both broad technical understanding so the graduates could keep up with the changes in technology once they were on the job, and equally important, to develop skills in communication and civic understanding to enable them to advance to positions of greater responsibility both in their industry and their community. Therefore, there was strong grounding in liberal arts from the very beginning. Meanwhile, in another part of the forest, the State University of New York was being formed by Governor Thomas E. Dewey in 1948, making SUNY, which is now the largest state university in the United States, also the youngest. The Institute of Applied Arts and Sciences at White Plains became one of its component institutions. When the New York State Community College law was passed in the early 1950s, Westchester County elected to participate as a sponsor, and the institute officially became Westchester Community College. The college continued to expand through the 1950s, outgrowing its home on Battle Hill in White Plains, and by the end of the decade, the search was on for a new location. Now let's look at the origin of the Hartford campus. Would you be surprised to learn that in 1780, during the American Revolution, 500 British soldiers and Hessian mercenaries moved across this property on their way to a skirmish at what is now the corner of Grasslands and Knollwood Roads? Or that after the Revolution, the property was owned by the man who created Kensico Cemetery, Reese Carpenter. The land passed into the hands of a horse breeder named Joseph Daly, who eventually sold it to John Hartford. John Hartford and his brother George took the grocery business their father started and built it into the great Atlantic and Pacific Tea Company, one of the premier success stories of American corporate history. The company thrived on expansion, growing from fewer than 500 stores in 1912 to almost 16,000 in 1930. The markup on each item was small, keeping the price down, but making a profit on volume. While the brothers Hartford did not invent the supermarket, they pretty much perfected it. The A&P was the largest retail chain of its time, a household word, and in 1951, second only to General Motors in annual sales volume. John Hartford bought the almost 400-acre hilltop in Valhalla to build a summer home for himself and his wife, Polly. They called the estate Buena Vista Farms, and it really was a farm. Vegetables were grown, and there were hen houses for eggs. There were 5 greenhouses to provide seedlings and fresh flowers for the house and the daily boutonniere for John's lapel. There were stables, a polo field, and an indoor arena to exercise the horses in the winter. The campus is built on what was the 9-hole golf course because Mrs. Hartford enjoyed a good game of golf while John was commuting into the city to work. The house was designed by the prominent New York architectural firm of Mann and McNeil. It was built at the start of the 1930s in the Tudor style with lavish appointments by local and imported artisans. It has been designated a National Historic Landmark both for its architecture and for Mr. Hartford's prominent role in American retail history. After the death of John Hartford in 1951, the 396-acre estate passed into the Hartford Trust Foundation, which arranged for it to be used as an environmental study site by Yale University. Yale sent its students and faculty to Buena Vista Farms. The young men lived in dormitory style in the attic of the mansion, and Yale put up one building, which we now call the Health Science Building. After a couple of years, however, it was clear that the cost of the upkeep of the estate with so few students was not a sound proposition. So Yale decided to move the program elsewhere. The county was approached to buy the property and was faced with two problems. First, the cost of the estate, and then, more importantly, what to do with it once they had it. Meanwhile, as we said, Westchester Community College had outgrown the Battle Hill building and was searching for a new location. And happily, it was decided to move the college to Buena Vista Farms. The price was $750,000, which was the cost for Yale to relocate its program, which the county paid. It then designated 219 of the acres and all 13 buildings for the use of the college. That was then appraised for $1.5 million, and under a state law which provides that the university reimburse community colleges and their counties for 50% of their capital investments, the county got a check for $750,000 from Albany, and thus this campus was acquired without cost. Classes were conducted in the greenhouses of the estate, in converted farm buildings, and in those rooms in Hartford Hall, which are currently the offices of the president and the provost. The stone garage at the southern end of the circular road was the college's first library. Phase 1 of the master plan for the college's permanent buildings was constructed in the first half of the 1960s. The classroom building, the student center, the technology building, the first of its kind in the state, the library at the heart of the campus, and the phys ed building, all clad in native fieldstone. Phase 2 was supposed to follow immediately, but given budgets and politics, it did not happen until the second half of the 1970s. Dr. Philip Martin, whose degrees were appropriately enough in engineering, was the founding president of the college. But he also introduced the first Associate of Arts degree in the college, Liberal Arts Humanities, in 1961, followed in 1962 by the AA in Liberal Arts Social Science, and the Associate of Applied Arts degrees in Criminal Justice, Respiratory Care, Radiological Technology, and Business Marketing. Dr. Martin retired in 1970 after almost 25 years, and Dr. Joseph N. Hankin became the college's second president in 1971 for the next 42 years. At the time, Dr. Hankin had already been a college president, the youngest in the United States, at Hartford Community College in Maryland. His degrees were from Columbia University and its renowned Teachers College, and he brought ideas he learned there to Westchester. For decades, he also taught the community college administration course at Teachers College, and thus helped train generations of future community college leaders. Enrollment at the college continued to grow by leaps and bounds. New faculty, staff, and administrators were hired, and over the decades, dozens of new programs and certificates and degrees were introduced, and those no longer serving the needs of the community were retired, which speaks to our mission to respond swiftly to community needs for education in specific fields, and to change, if necessary, as the needs change. The process never ends. The Academic Arts Building and the Science Building opened in 1977 and 79. The second phase was also to have included an administration building, but that had the lowest priority of the three and was postponed yet again. It was finally built in the mid-1980s. When one of the converted farm service buildings had fire damage, the insurance money was used to rebuild it as the Knollwood Center. In the 1990s, the Virginia Marks Daycare Center was constructed, and the library was doubled in size. When Dr. Hankin arrived in 1971, there were no classes offered by this college beyond the Valhalla campus. Dr. Hankin changed all that. He literally took down the fences from around the estate and began the process of bringing education out to where the people were. First, highly successful evening programs were established at Roosevelt High School in Yonkers and up county at Lakeland High School, and then at other high schools around the county. The Westchester Arts Workshop was acquired as a vehicle for further service to the community. In more recent times, 4 permanent off-campus satellite extension centers were established. The first at Peekskill, then Ossining, Mount Vernon, and Yonkers at Cross County Shopping Center. But classes have been offered at literally hundreds of places around the county over the years. In corporate headquarters, in churches, temples, nursing homes, community centers, in high schools during the day, and at the BOCES. The college has a thriving honors program and a full-blown developmental program for those students seeking academic support. Our distance learning program is flourishing. The college's three main functions were and are, first, to offer credit-bearing college courses as the first 2 years of study with seamless transfer to four-year colleges and universities for the baccalaureate degree and beyond. Second, to provide career and vocational degrees and certificates for immediate entry into the world of work, but with a foundation necessary for lifelong learning. Third, to create a continuing education and economic development program of credit and non-credit courses to serve the educational, workforce development, and leisure needs of the community. Not only did Westchester Community College grow in these decades to become the largest college in the county, attracting more recent Westchester High School graduates than any other college in the country, but it also developed the largest continuing ed program in the entire State University of New York. With a view to educating the whole person, the college has a world-class student life program with an award-winning student newspaper and a plethora of student clubs. The athletic programs continue to bring home the trophies as they have for decades. The student theater, art, and music programs are alive and well. And in addition, when we're not fighting a COVID pandemic, the college is visited by hundreds of thousands of people a year for cultural events and activities other than attending class. And this is as it should be. It is the community's college. One of Dr. Hankin's last major projects was the Gateway Center. But it's more than just an award-winning, LEED Gold certified signature building. It is a gateway to educational opportunity for Westchester's immigrants. The college recognized that the immigrant population of the county was growing and underserved. It began the process of convincing the state and the county to support a new initiative to serve the educational needs of that population. When county and state funds, generous and substantial as they were not enough, the Westchester Community College Foundation, one of the largest in SUNY, swung into action to raise the additional millions it would take to make the dream a reality. And the result was this $42 million Gateway Center, among the first in SUNY and in New York State. It provides in-house and outreach services to the immigrant community that live in the county, from English as a new language to job and citizenship opportunities. When Dr. Hankin retired in 2013, he was the longest-serving president in the State University of New York and one of the longest in the nation. After a one-year period under an interim president, during which a national search was conducted, Dr. Belinda Miles joined the college on January 1st, 2015, as its third president. So here we are at 75, somewhat younger than Oxford, Cambridge, Harvard, and Columbia, but one of the more mature community colleges in the nation. It is no exaggeration to say that, on balance, Westchester is the prototype of the modern community college. We are already what every other community college aspires to be. If it's happening anywhere in American higher education, especially American community college higher education, it's happening here, and we're doing it right. 75 is quite a milestone, but as historians measure time, those now working at the college are still among the founding faculty, administration, and staff. And because the college has always been in a process of change and growth, they still have the opportunity to make their individual contributions and to help mold the college into what it will eventually become. Happy 75th anniversary.
Like many community colleges, Westchester Community College grew over the past 75 years from its humble roots to a large, comprehensive community college. A comprehensive community college is one that serves a multiplicity of purposes, and that indeed is what we are about at Westchester Community College. Our mission is to meet students where they are and help them to achieve their goals. Whether you want to learn English, learn a new job skill, prepare for a new career, or transfer to a four-year college or university, we have a program or class for you. Westchester Community College offers associate degrees and certificates in 60 majors. Over 20,000 students enroll annually in our credit programs. Around 2,000 of these students are concurrently enrolled at our local high schools, earning college credit during their junior and senior years. We are very proud of our strong connection with the local schools, where we partner with the Yonkers schools to offer cutting-edge programs in engineering and health information technology. This is indeed the model of the future in higher education, where students can leave high school already halfway towards earning their associate degree. Stay tuned as we replicate this program with new school districts and with new degree programs. Westchester Community College today is organized into 4 schools, in addition to the Center for Learning Resources, which houses our state-of-the-art library, tutoring, testing, and media services. The School of Business and Professional Careers houses the departments of Accounting, Business, Computer Information Systems, Cybersecurity, Criminal Justice, and Education and Human Services. Our faculty are preparing Westchester Community College students for the future of work by exploring new technology and analytics. Our cybersecurity program currently prepares over 200 students to enter into the cyber protection industry. Our program has been earning national attention as one of only 9 community colleges nationwide to earn the designation of a Center for Academic Excellence in Cybersecurity from the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. Aside from the challenging curriculum and applied learning opportunities, WCC cybersecurity students routinely earn high standings in hackathons, where they are beating out students from highly selective four-year colleges and universities for that honor. Even Ivy League hackers struggle to keep up with our cybersecurity students. Our latest new degree program recently went live. The Interactive Technologies, or ITech program, is an innovative interdisciplinary curriculum that prepares students to enter into the gig economy. ITech prepares students for new media careers with concentrations in digital marketing, web design, computer animation, and game design. In our School of Arts, Humanities, and Social Sciences, our faculty in literature, film, communications, art, and art design, performing arts, and social sciences prepare students with a rich and challenging general education core curriculum. One of my favorite events coming out of the School of Arts, Humanities, and Social Sciences is the annual Film Fest, which is organized by our film department in partnership with the Jacob Burns Film Center. At Film Fest, our students experience seeing their films on a full screen along with a professional review of their productions. In 2017, with generous support from an anonymous donor, we expanded our honors program to include an honors college. The Honors College enrolls cohorts of 20 students who are among the most academically successful high school graduates in Westchester County. Each summer, honors students travel to Cambridge University in England for an academically demanding interdisciplinary experience. This June, our faculty are preparing to host honors programs from across the region at the annual Beacon Conference. Students graduate from our honors program with liberal arts degrees and go on to some of the most selective colleges in the country. Our School of Math, Science, and Engineering houses our departments of biology, chemistry, physical science, as well as math, computer science, and engineering. Our math faculty are innovators, working to align our mathematics program with career pathways. Our math program is state-of-the-art, including the incorporation of online educational resources and innovative approaches to teaching. Helping students to unlock and conquer mathematics is critical to the success of our students as they pursue the STEM fields. Our engineering faculty are also on the cutting edge, winning a National Science Foundation grant to fund the development of courses in photonics. Photonics involves the use of lasers and optical devices, which are common in all kinds of industries, from medical diagnostic tools to solar power. Photonics are everywhere, and I'm proud to say that our students have the opportunity to learn about them firsthand as they prepare for the workforce. Westchester Community College students also have the opportunity to engage in undergraduate research. Last summer, we had a larger than ever participation in the Mercy College STEM Scholars Summer Research Academy. Through this program, our students were able to conduct original research on a variety of topics. Students find rich opportunities for study right here in our natural world, including the parks of Westchester County and even the native plants featured on our own campus. Our School of Allied Health, Technology, and Applied Learning offers students many opportunities to enter into the high-skill, high-wage jobs as well as transfer. Our accredited programs in nursing, radiological technology, respiratory care, nutrition, and veterinary technology are preparing the very best of Westchester County. We are so incredibly proud of the contributions of our allied health students and alumni during the pandemic. Every semester, we send students onto the front lines of patient care, and we know they are excellently prepared as we regularly have classes with 100% pass rates on the NCLEX exam. Among our newer programs, we now offer degrees and certificates in health information technology and medical billing, which prepare students to embark on careers in the administrative world of hospitals and medicine. We also have established a program in health and human performance, which prepares students to enter into the field of exercise science. And for those students who are still considering which health field to pursue, our program in health studies provides students with flexible entry-level skills. As you can tell, I think there's a lot to be proud of in the academic departments of Westchester Community College. Our expert and innovative faculty, staff, and administrators are constantly exploring new ways to serve our students in Westchester County. Academic excellence is a core value of ours, and we take joy and gratitude in our daily work to serve the broad, comprehensive educational needs of our students. We can't wait for the next 75 years. Congratulations to Westchester Community College.
As we pause to celebrate our 75th anniversary at Westchester Community College, we're proud to be among a network of powerful community colleges that are fulfilling the promise of the 1947 Truman Commission on Higher Education following World War II. Today, community colleges face new crises, and we continue to be called upon to play a pivotal role in our nation's re-emergence. Collectively, community colleges educate about 6 million individuals nationally, serving as a gateway to more students of color, first generation, Pell-eligible students, and adult learners than any other higher education institutional types. Our graduates are starting well-paying middle skills careers where the bachelor's degree is not required for entry and the high school diploma is not enough. They're also succeeding as transfer students at four-year colleges and universities regionally and nationally. Yet we remain a nation in crisis as we work on solutions to the COVID-19 pandemic that has ravaged us worldwide since spring 2020. Community colleges are part of the complex social experiment we call democracy that continues to be challenged by persistent historical injustices as we strive to achieve equity. Community colleges are members of the vibrant ecosystem of higher education institutions charged with preparing students for an unknown future they will co-create in this age of emergence and uncertainty. This is the backdrop to our 75th anniversary celebration. This is the context of our leadership. This is the reality we face as we reaffirm our role, our purpose, and our resolve. For more than 7 decades, Westchester Community College has been dedicated to our mission of providing accessible, high-quality, and affordable education that meets the needs of our diverse community. We remain committed to student success, academic excellence, workforce development, economic development, and lifelong learning. And preparing students for success continues to be our North Star. I began as the college's 3rd president just 6 years ago in 2015, building on the foundation established by my predecessors, founding President Dr. Philip Martin and Dr. Joseph Henkin. Their lasting legacies brought us to a place where we renewed our focus on opportunities for the college, strengthening academics, reimagining student success, restructuring our systems, and stewarding our resources for an even brighter future. So much has happened since then. On the heels of a successful accreditation process in 2015, we joined the National Achieving the Dream Network, focused on improving accountability and equitable outcomes for community college students. We use data and metrics to determine where and how we should focus to further innovate to help students and improve our craft. Our faculty developed curriculum with high school teachers through our Step Up to College and P-TECH programs to better prepare high school graduates for college success and future careers. New and revised academic programs focus on jobs of the future, where our graduates will contribute to rebuilding our nation and economy. As a federally designated Hispanic serving institution, we successfully competed for a 5-year Title V grant from the Department of Education, which we used to establish a first-year experience program and expand the promising case management approach we're using through our Viking Roads pilot program and other opportunity initiatives. Another new program, in partnership with the American Association of Community Colleges and the Metallica Band's All Within My Hands Foundation, supports students in both academic and workforce programs. We're particularly proud of work we're doing to address concerns related to diversity, equity, and inclusion. This past year, leaders throughout the college participated in a study with the American Council of Education and the University of Southern California to explore a shared equity leadership model. WCC has also created pathways to 2 historically Black colleges and universities, Lincoln University in Pennsylvania and Delaware State University. And just recently, PepsiCo announced it's launching a scholarship program for WCC and 3 other community colleges that will provide $40 million in support of Black and Latinx students to address racial inequities. These initiatives are supported in large part by fundraising efforts involving many passionate donors who share our mission and vision. We're so grateful for your ongoing support. This work has resulted in some stunning outcomes to date. Our entering students can be confident in knowing that they're twice as likely to complete a degree with us than they were in the past. Through supports like early alert systems, multiple measure placement test alternatives, and success coaches and navigators, we've reduced repeated cycles of remediation, helping promising students reach their potential sooner. Our students can begin building their resumes and their social networks through high-impact practices like project-based and service learning, our award-winning Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society, and numerous leadership experiences that complement their academic studies. This retooling is possible because of the dedicated and talented faculty and staff who bring their best to this transformative work every day. We recently adopted an agile approach to our work focused on adapting our structures and technology and investing more in our people. We learn and grow together in professional development forums. We work in fluid cross-functional networks of teams. Through town halls, guest speakers, and other opportunities for engagement, we honor the voices of all members of our community and demonstrate our commitment to shared governance. Westchester Community College has readied itself and steadied itself for what lies ahead. Our new strategic plan through 2023 is guiding us to greater innovation in how we offer academics, aligned with regional partners in emerging industries like bioscience, advanced manufacturing, and fintech, and new applications of the critical thinking, planning, and assessment skills that drive our 21st century agile economy. I'm excited about our future, and I'm confident in our ability to continue serving our mission. It is important to reflect on the journey we've been on thus far, and it's also good to contemplate where we are today. But I'm also so excited to think about where we'll be in another 75 years. I believe that the best is yet to come.
I hope everyone enjoyed that wonderful presentation on the history of our institution. Thank you, Dr. Flynn, for your research and presentation. It was insightful and interesting to see how we've developed over the years. I would like to also thank Dr. Miles for highlighting some of our most recent accomplishments, as well as the obstacles we have overcome. Our future is bright with you at the helm, and we look forward to the next big milestone. At this time, we will transition the program and prepare to unveil our new 75th anniversary logo. This logo will be available to every member of our community to download branded materials such as a digital letterhead, brochure templates, and Zoom backgrounds. You can find these materials and how they can be used on the website below. If you were one of our Founders Day VIPs and RSVP to receive the package to your house, we ask that you now open it and celebrate this milestone with us as we unveil the 75th anniversary logo.
Thank you all for participating in the Founders Day kickoff to Westchester Community College's 75th anniversary celebration. Today's program may be coming to a close, but it is just the first in our year-long calendar of informative and entertaining events and presentations. Co-Chair Nicole Tschampel and our amazing committee have been hard at work coordinating and organizing programs from across the college. The entire campus community is gearing up and getting involved. Plans for the Endowed Chairs presentation series, student involvement and student government programs, student athletic events, and our Extension Center's community celebrations are all underway. This is not just an internal celebration, but an external one as well. We encourage all members of our Westchester community and our SUNY partners to join us and discover not only what we have accomplished, but what our dynamic plans are for the future. Stay informed and up to date on all of these exciting programs by visiting our 75th anniversary webpage. Thanks again, and we hope you enjoy Westchester Community College's 75th anniversary